So in today's lesson, we will be learning les articles indéfinis. Now, what is les articles indéfinis? So les articles indéfinis is something which is non-specific, something which is non-specific. So basically, where are articles specifically placed in French? So articles are always placed before the noun. They precede before the noun in French, okay? As French is a gender-based language where masculine, feminine plays a very vital role. So it's very important for us to understand these articles so that we don't make any mistakes in our speaking and written French. Okay. Now let's understand the concept of les articles indéfinis. Now, what is this article indefinis? We have to understand that first and foremost, it is something which is non-specific. For example, like if you want to say a pen, a car, a a chair, anything you want to say, right? But that's not something specific, right? It is non-specific. So whenever you talk about something non-specific, there you have to talk about les articles indéfinis. For example, a book, a pen, a car, a chair, a table, etc. Now we have to understand that les articles indéfinis. So specifically, the articles are placed before the noun, as I mentioned before. Now let's understand how do we have to place these les articles indéfinis. For example, whenever there is un, whenever there is un that believes and that says that it is a masculine noun, it is a masculine noun. So whenever there is un, it tells that it is a masculine noun. It tells that it is a masculine noun. Whenever there is in, 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 it tells that it is a feminine noun. I will be explaining everything with the examples as well. So, stands for masculine, in stands for feminine. So, whenever you see that there is something which is preceding a, that tells that it is a masculine noun. And if you see something which is having in, that tells it's a feminine noun. Now, for example, and if you want to say something in the form of plural, for example, if you want to say, there are books on the table, there are books on the table. So, there are some books on the table. So, whenever you have to talk about something related to some, whenever you have to talk about something which is related to some, like there are books on the table or there are some books on the table. So, books has to be in the plural form. So, in that way, we have to use they. They. So that can be in the masculine form also, and that can be in the feminine form also. So they is used for masculine plural also, and they is used for feminine plural also. Now let's understand this concept in detail with examples. Okay. Now, for example, if I want to give you an example, a pen. So, stylo, un stylo, un stylo. A train, un train, un train, un train. A tap, un robinet, un robinet, un robinet, 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 un robinet. Okay. Now, whenever it's in a chair, in chaise, in chaise, a table, une table, une table, une table, a lamp, une lampe, une lampe, une lampe, une lampe. So whenever you see that there is un, that stands for masculine nouns. Whenever you see in, that stands for feminine noun. I hope that this is clear to all of you. Now let's understand how do we have to do the plural. Okay. Now, for example, if you want to say some pens, just an example. So, they stilo. Some trains. They train. So, whenever you have to make it plural, you add s, and there are several more rules as well to make how you have to make a noun plural. But for now, you have to just add an s. Just try to memorize this. And s is not pronounced and S is not pronounced. So it's like de train, de train, de train, de stylo, de stylo, de stylo. Next, some taps. De robinet, de robinet, de robinet. Same way. Now, if you want to do feminine plural, just an example. So, in some chairs. So, they chaise, they chaise, they chaise. Some tables, des tables, des tables. Some lamps, des lampes, des lampes, des lampes. They lump. Okay, so these are masculine nouns. I'm just writing it so that it's easier for you to understand. And these are feminine. So now, whenever you have to make plural, you simply add they. And whenever you have to make it feminine plural or masculine plural, you just simply have to add they. Okay, just remember this concept. So des stylos, des trains, des robinets, des chaises, des tables, des lampes. And always remember that S in the end is not pronounced. Is not pronounced. So, un stands for masculine nouns, un stands for feminine noun. And also it is said that in French, most of the nouns which are ending with an E, most of the nouns, let me write this down, most of the nouns which are ending with an E are considered to be feminine, but not always. Exceptions are always there, but 70% of the nouns which are ending with an E are considered to be feminine. So there are few exceptions. For example, if I want to say a house, so it's une maison. See, but it is not ending with an E, right? But it is feminine. A flower, une fleur, une fleur. So it's not ending with an E, but it is feminine. So you have to learn the rule of masculine and feminine, but still, yes, if it's ending with an E, so 70% it is considered to be feminine. Par exemple, une chaise, une table, une lampe. Okay, now let's revise and understand the difference between les articles définis and les articles indéfinis. So I'm sure that you must have watched my lesson, which I specifically shared, and it was based on les articles définis. Les articles définis and les articles indéfinis. So now let's learn a basic sentence quickly so that you know how to use both of them. Now, for example, les articles définis comes whenever you have to talk about something specific, and les articles indéfinis comes whenever you have to talk about something non-specific, right? Now, for example, if I want to say this is a car, this is the car of Rahul. Just an example, okay? Par example. So this is, now what is this is? You don't know. Let's learn that first. This is known as say. 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 Okay. Now, so if you want to say this is a car, so let's take a simple example, or we can take an example which you know. This is a table, for example, and we can just write here also table because you already know. Now, say. Now, table, as you just studied, is what? It's a feminine noun, une table. So, une table. So, it's a, right? Now, if you want to say this is the table of Rahul, so say la table de Rahul. So this is how you are able to differentiate whether it is défini or whether it is indéfini, right? Now, c'est une table, c'est la table de Rahul. C'est une table, c'est la table de Rahul. So what we are doing, we're just linking this T to you, okay? So c'est une table, c'est la table de Rahul. Now let me give you one more example so that you understand better. This is a pen. This is a pen of Priya. Par exemple, okay? Now, c'est un stylo. C'est un stylo. C'est un stylo because a pen is un stylo, right? Next, c'est le stylo de Priya. C'est le stylo de Priya. So, la pronunciations. So, c'est une table, c'est la table de Rahul. C'est un stylo, c'est le stylo de Priya. I'm sure that now it is clear that how you have to use les articles définis and les articles indéfinis. So les articles définis stands for something which is specific, and les articles indéfinis stands for something which is indefinite. That means which is non-specific. Okay. I would highly appreciate if you like this lesson. Please make sure that you subscribe my channel for more such content. And if you face any doubt, any problem in understanding this lesson, please make sure that you can drop a message below so that we can connect. Merci beaucoup.
Yeah.